Welcome back to Friday 5-Minute Facts, where we dive into the weird and wonderful world of video games that time forgot. Now today we're looking at Obscure, The Aftermath from 2007. It was released on PC, PSP, PlayStation 2 and the Wii. Is this one of those moving picture games that the youngsters are playing? Oh lad, it is, and it's nearly 20 years old now. 20 years? Well, good heavens, it's almost as long as it takes me to brew the perfect pot of Darjeeling. Now, did you know that Darjeeling tea isn't technically a true tea? It's a Chinese tea plant grown in India at high evolutions. It makes it crisp, just like my wit. Fascinating as always, Keith. Now, our first fact about Obscure the Aftermath is that the game contains many recycled audio files from the first game. You know, much like our Keith recycles the same 3T stories at every Christmas party. They are classics for a reason.
Kenny, what are you doing?
Great, my sister.
Come over here now.
Now, unlike Obscure the Aftermath, which kills off nearly all of its characters, even new characters that were introduced in the sequel, Amy and the Professor, likely perish in helicopter crash at the end. Spoilers, Pat. Anyway, that does sound dreadful. Is this what the people enjoy these days? Now, it's actually quite rare in survival horror games. I mean, most games, like your Resident Evil, they like to keep their main characters alive.
Jill sandwich.
Obscure decided though to take a different approach. Kill everybody. Yeah, I have to say it reminds me of the European Badger's defense mechanism. See, when threatened, they can fake their own deaths. Though I suspect these game characters probably weren't faking. No, Keith, no, I don't think they were. In fact, the game were meant to have a sequel. The helicopter explosion at the end explodes in this black aura, suggesting that the monsters might have survived. I mean, even Shannon holds a shotgun while saying, "I want to cut all family ties." Not exactly subtle foreshadowing, that. Family gatherings here can be stressful. I mean, I once had a Christmas dinner where my brother-in-law ate all the Yorkshire puddings. The game strongly implies that Ashley and Josh from the first game died. Shannon and Stan find a videotape suggesting their demise. It's like writers had a checklist of characters they wanted to bump off. Poor dears. Speaking of character changes, returning characters underwent some major transformations. I mean, Shannon went all gothic with darker attitude, although she does still care about others. Now, Stan became friendlier, and Kenny started off nice, you know, before becoming main villain. Spoilers, man! Spoilers! Although I digress, I mean, people do change, don't they? My neighbour Jeffrey suddenly decided to grow marrows after 40 years of being a bank manager. It's not quite the same, no, Keith. Anyway, Obscure the Aftermath were a final game published by PlayLogic and developed by Hydravision Entertainment. The company were purchased by Focus Home Interactive along with their intellectual properties and rebooted into a new company. Rebooted, you say? Yeah, like turning it off and on again. Yeah, my grandson does that every time Springwatch freezes on the telly. Something like that. The game is also the final Obscure title based on main plotline. The next game, Final Exam, has no ties to main plot and is considered non-canon. Oh, canon, like the cameras. Someone please help me.
I'm always here if you need me.
No, Keith, it means not part of the official story. Speaking of official stories, both Obscure games got Steam re-releases with achievements, leaderboards and HD visuals. Sam Riegel, who voiced Josh, even helped promote the release. Pretty cool for a cult classic series. Where the bloody hell are you been? Sorry, I got stuck replaying Obscure for research. Did you know that there's a glitch allowing infinite ammo in the sequel? Actually, that's the next fact. The game has a glitch allowing infinite ammunition, and you can beat the final boss without even collecting the bag of all your weapons. If you trigger the infinite ammo glitch and then grab the flare gun before the door puzzle, you can stun the boss, unlock all 4 levers and end the final battle. Yes, as in my day we settled disputes with a firm handshake and a cup of tea, not flare guns. Well chaps, I think you'll find that's our Friday 5 minutes up. Another week, another deep dive into video game history from Britain's only airborne subterranean studio. For those of you who enjoyed this look at Obscure the Aftermath, we've got plenty more Obscure titles to cover in future episodes. And I've got plenty more T-Facts. Lucky us. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share and of course subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep our orbital bunker in the air or underground, or wherever it is we are. Be sure to tell us in the comments what retro title you'd like us to cover next. I used to commentate World Championships, you know. Now I'm explaining Obscure to a man who thinks Sonic is a type of toothbrush. Cheerio, see you soon.